Hello and welcome. Thank you for purchasing the first course on my website, blindfoldedsite.com. I'm really happy to start this off with you, and in this introductory video, I will go ahead and explain kind of what we're doing, what we're dealing with. One of the most important aspects about learning these new abilities is being able to get past your subconscious and being able to tell yourself that this is real, that you can do it, and that it is possible for you. It's possible for everyone. All you need is practice and patience. A lot of the information I've gotten here is already kind of public information. I've really kind of compiled a lot of it. I'm connecting the dots. I'm bringing information from around the world from people who are also doing this. There's several schools that are teaching this around the world. A lot of them are pretty expensive. They're pretty far out of the way. I believe there's only like one or two in the United States that are actually doing this, MPUSA and InfoVision. MPUSA does Merpati Putih, which is based out of Indonesia. It's been the royal family's basically inheritance, and they made it public over in the 1960s. Since then, they've had over 3,000 blind people that they've given the ability to see again, which is really amazing. That's a great aspect to teaching the blind how to see. There's interesting references to that as well over in Mark Komisarov's book, Seeing the World with Eyes Wide Shut. Really good stuff. He does talk about how when teaching blind people to see again, it is a little bit more difficult than teaching someone who already has a visual template of what the world is. And like a blind person, they don't necessarily, if they were blind from birth, they don't necessarily have an idea of what they're dealing with or what exactly it should look like, and their brain has a little bit harder of a time of coping and recreating those images. A lot of the stuff here is really amazing. They teach it over in, you can go to the Nithyanandam ashram over in India, and they've got a lot of examples of that. Small, Indian children learning how to see blindfolded. They say that they look back into the Akashic records. Now, the Akashic records are it's basically all of history recorded. And what we're finding in Seeing the World with Eyes Wide Shut in this book is that everything that happens is recorded. Everything you do, everything anyone has ever done is recorded. And any human being can look back in time and see exactly what happened at any place on the planet. Really incredible stuff. It's being able to access this infinite field of knowledge. Mark Komisarov tells this as the info center in the brain. He describes his vision as infovision, and he describes it as infovision because it's a method of picking up information about the world around you through indirect means. It's not directly through light photons, not through touch, through feeling. It's a whole new sense where we take information directly into our brain, into what he describes as the info center. The Center for Informational Perception. Now, Mark Komisarov has also found that this development of this new information center is very different for kids as opposed to adults. What they found is if you're between the ages of 6 and between the ages of 12, learning this new ability is really easy. Kids can pick it up within 30 minutes. They can already start seeing colors. They can even on the first day be able to start reading words. You give them a newspaper headline and you have them read the top of it, and they will be able to, normally one letter at a time, work out the word and spell it and sound it and get it correct. But with adults, it's a lot more challenging, and the main challenges that we face have all to do with our mind. The older that we get, the more walls and barriers that we put up and that we build, we cement in this way that we believe the world is, and then we refuse to let anything change that. What's very interesting about people is we often take the first idea we hear, and then we run with it, and then we will deflect off any other ideas that come after that. So we have to be really careful about not keeping our mind closed. We have to open our mind and be open and accepting to the fact that this is real. And there are amazing things that we can do, that we have access to, that we can develop.